Recently, I got to hear somebody's thoughts and interpretation of the teaching. Somebody that does not come to the workshops. Somebody that listens, do it as a result of the podcast. And this person is from Germany. I guess I'm always curious about people that do not come, the people that do not know me, and what happens with the words that they hear and the sounds. A long time ago, and various times throughout the last 2 decades, talking about the teachings and not only where they come from, but the simplicity of the teachings and the words and the stories and how it is actually put out. Complexity starts to come into our lives when we start school. Simplicity is there before we start school. But people don't think about these things. They just do the 1st grade and 5th grade and high school and college and take off, and people don't look back. And they just walk with the very complex social brain that has put a great deal of many hours of studying and homework and reading, and a lot of reading and turning an awful lot of pages and working with numbers and all kinds of the various rules of the languages, and then the complexities of discovering the vast amounts of newspapers and magazines and so many radio stations and TV stations. And so the input that these little brains, these very tender little brains, are actually taking place inside is vast. The input is so vast. But because we do our day from day to day and minute to minute, hour to hour, we don't think about these things. Because somehow we seem to be able to handle it. We seem to be able to have acquired it, and we get along with it. Except when we come across a test that somehow we have not studied for. Then we have anxiety. Or we have something with a policeman catches you speeding and then races the heart, and because somehow you just lost track. But people don't think about the vast speed that what we call 21st century human beings, up to date, very modern, with cell phones and all kinds of gadgets and very fancy clothes in our closets. But it is a vast speed that has literally given us not only our life, our lifestyle, and the various words and conversations that we can speak a multitude of languages and be able to pick up all kinds of little innuendos and all kinds of little signs with the eyes and the posture and the voice and what is more than the meaning of what the words are coming out. We don't think about these things. We just do our life, moment to moment, second to second, minute to minute, day to day. And because the days go by so fast, too, we don't think about those either. Because we always have another day. We always have another day. We always have another day. And we don't think about this because it comes so easily. We see vast amounts of automobiles driving, sometimes in cohesion with each other. And sometimes we speed, and sometimes they're slowing down, and sometimes we hear the horns honking. And we see so many automobiles, so much speed taking place. Those tires are turning at fast, around and around so fast. But we don't think about these tires turning. But our eyes see it. Our minds calculate it and sees this. We see so many legs walking. So many, especially in these big cities, small little villages and metropolises. But we don't think about the speed and the vast amounts of numbers of just nothing but legs walking on cement, asphalt, and even earth. But the ones who have finished university and some high school and some that have left high school, they don't see this. The ones that have become doctors and professions, they don't see this. The eyes are just glued to what their attention is, what they're attracted to, and what they have to do. But the eyes see all of this. The eyes see all of this. So many birds above our heads are flying. So many. They not only leave trails of shadows, northeast, southwest, southeast, and so many different kinds of birds. But so many do not see this. They don't even see the shadows. They're too busy looking to see what it is that attracts them with their eyes. But your eyes do see these shadows. Your eyes do see these birds flying above. Some very fast and some so slow. We have so many jets flying above our heads these days. Not only 30,000 feet, sometimes 35,000, 36,000 feet above the earth. And so fast they fly. And the faint shadows that literally crosses the earth, it's there too. But those that have finished university and college and those that did not make it only maybe to the 7th grade, and those driving in very beautiful new cars, and those even walking on the streets, the billions and billions don't see that, but your eyes do see this. The complexity of our economy is so vast. There's so much activity, not just vast amounts of megawatts of electricity traveling through all kinds of vast wires, very sophisticated wires, and regulators to help promote. So these wires, they not only extend for millions and millions of kilometers, but the electricity, how it literally flies, almost at the speed of light. From village to village, from home to home, from building to building at vast speeds. And that activity is affecting everything around those wires. But those who have finished university with degrees, those that have never made it to the 5th grade, and those that are driving automobiles, speaking on their cell phone, changing the radio station, and chewing gum at the same time, and looking into the rearview mirror to see who is back there, and with that right foot pressing on the gas pedal to go as fast as you possibly can, does not see this. But your eyes do. And yet, the billions and billions that are walking on the planet, so many legs, so many arms swinging about, so many heads bobbing, and all the ears are open, some with ear infections and closed off, no doubt. So much activity about. But because of the education, and because of the vast speeds, and because of the multitude of legs, because of so many pieces of rubber we call tires turning around and around, over and over and over, millions and millions of times circulating. And we never think about this, but our mind does. And then, when these very sophisticated people, some they call them business people, some they call them owners, CEOs, managers, and employees, janitors, and window washers too. And then they want to find what it is to be awake, to be enlightened, when they want to discover what is above, outside the atmosphere of this economy that they do not see, but they live in, that they think is so normal, but is really an aberration when it comes to nature. And when they read and come across the simplicity of a letter, the simplicity of a word, the simplicity of sound, they cannot make sense of it. Because the complexity of an ordinary Western mind is already traveling at speeds of 250 kilometers an hour inside that brain, and sometimes almost 3,462 kilometers per second. Thinking too fast for the simplicity of the words and the sound. And they're printed a black ink on paper. And don't know where the brakes are to slow down the vast speed of that brain that calculates so quickly, so vast, that is already conniving how to not only cheat people, but how to literally pass around your words, and to literally misgive not only yourself, but others too. And traveling at such great speeds inside, from synapses to synapses. And all they are just little drummers. Little drummers, little people, you could say, inside that brain of yours, all speaking to one another, like it was in the Hollywood movies of the Indians drumming, or somewhere in the Congo drumming, communicating to other villages. But the drummers know the language. It just takes a little time. It's just that you white people, you clever people, smart people you are, for you have literally taken the horses away, and now you put horses in an engine, beautiful, beautiful engines of cars and jets too. Now you have Formula One, very fast engines, and they'll even be twice as fast in a given amount of time. And that is the beauty of your minds. And now we have, instead of one horse, we have 454 horses, all condensed into very, very sophisticated plastics, even that can withstand stainless steel. And those pistons are just driving up and down so quickly, so fast. But isn't that what your brain has done? Isn't that what your plan is to do to all the little ones as it was done to you? To speed up the activity of the brain as to educate ourselves. So we can not only have businesses that we can put food on the table, that we can get more clever with refrigeration so we can transport foods from one side of the planet to the other, from one little village to the other to feed the masses of not only in large metropolises, but in all kinds of little villages too. You have built the railroad with that beautiful, clever mind of yours. And you have increased the speed of horses made of steel and plastics too. But isn't that what we have done with our minds, with all the little ones in all the various schools, the little elementary, the mid schools, then we call it the higher education. But the real higher education is really after you leave school. That is where the education takes place. And then you want to be enlightened. And then when you want to know what the Spirit is all about, and here you are running at 454 horses inside that brain of yours, so tender, like a little child it is, so soft, like a feather-down pillow it is. But when you come across words of such simplicity, you're speeding so fast inside of you, you can't slow down. You do not know where the brakes are, for it's too slow for you to understand. And yet all it takes is a simple, simple candle, one little flame. And you really have to take away the incandescent lights, the fluorescent lights, and all the other little clever lights, even the LED lights you got to take away. And find what has literally put you together, brick by brick, cell by cell. So slow it was for you to be the age of 7. So long it took. And those 7 long years you had to wait. And yet we find out the older we get, the faster time seems to travel, and it does. Call it awareness, call it consciousness, whatever you wish. But this awareness and consciousness does not really belong. It belongs to the biology. For that is what is giving you your choices of red or blue, yellow or green. 2 ounces or what? And when the simplicity so slow it sits. And as it is for today with so many mothers and fathers, you don't even really have the time to spend with their newborns. For they have to push that right foot on the gas pedal and they have to take off. They have to speed away to work, and for some, to jobs. They got all the chores to do, so many things to do at home. Difficult to see that there aren't the babies on the back or on the front. They're in the baby cribs, already being separated by their parents and not carried. Maybe too busy to be carried, too many things to do. And yet all it takes is just a little bit of effort. But when our mind-brain combination has speeded up so much, we don't have the time or the effort to literally carry our children as much as we can in a good given 24-hour day. They're left alone, even though they are in a crib in front of us. No blood, no flesh, no warmth is there. But when we see thousands and thousands and thousands doing this, it's monkey see, monkey do, we follow suit. But we don't even think of that either. And all creatures, even little guppies, even little fish, even baby sharks too, even baby octopuses and baby whales, even little birds, sparrows, and even hawks too. Even little baby bears and lions too. Even little baby ants and spiders too. And maybe you don't think human beings need that, for maybe we are maybe too vast and too intelligent for that. But I tell you, even human beings too love to be touched and held and loved as much as possible. But we have to slow down to give the time. So many doors not left ajar. So many doors are easily closed. And yet these beautiful eyes of ours, and sometimes you can even see the Formula One race car driver in the eyes, not only just walking a little late to work, maybe late to home, but the consistency of being late over and over and over, it mounts up and builds up. And we find ourselves with our little racing heart, a little thumping heart, the drummer inside, maybe drumming a little too fast. And then we wonder why we age so quickly. We got to go find the creams, a special cream to retard the aging, and wonder what to do about this. And yet I still wonder really what is the year? What literally calculates this year that we are in? For it is a big lie to say this is the year 2009. We are fooling the people and fooling ourselves and thinking we are updated and call ourselves 21st century human beings. What do we do this to ourselves? Lie to our children with this. And people so long ago, tens and tens of thousands and thousands of years ago, have been calculating the days and times. They have been calculating the full moons, the equinox too. But we discard them. They are too old. They don't count. And they were much brighter and much smarter than us. They could not put 454 horses into a little 3 meters by 3 meters like you can. But they knew the stars. They knew the seasons. For it was in their eyes. It was in their feet. For they walked with the seasons. They literally walked with the stars. They lived with the winds from the north and southeast too. And they knew what it is to be rained upon. They knew the seasons before they even show their face. And they knew the footsteps, not just of their kind, but of the many other kinds, for they paid attention to the other species that they honored, and some they had to kill to sustain their lives. But they knew the footsteps of all the other species too. Eyes wide open they were. And the day, what it meant to them, it was a day basically for so many of survival. And we, what we call ourselves, 21st century, very modern human beings, very modern human beings, very modern human beings, very modern human beings, we pay the price of not living under survival. Our ceiling is no longer the sky with the clouds. It is a ceiling made of cement and plaster and wood too. So beautiful, so many are. Temperature controlled, so beautiful it is. And yet what lies above, even those living in basements and attics, on the 4th floor and on the 64th floor of some high skyscraper somewhere on the planet. Are countless hundreds and thousands of billions of suns, so many moons, so many other planets, so much beautiful light. And in between, it literally shows and calculates, and no doubt, the infinity of what and where we have been come from. We have literally been born from the stars above, from dying suns. It has given us the enamel of our teeth. It has given us our hair, even our nails. It has given us our bones and our cheeks too. It has given us the lips that we can so gently kiss others about. It has given us even our smile, these dying suns. And now we can go to a pharmacy, a supermarket, and now we can buy vitamin B and B12 and all kinds of Bs. We can buy even the Ds too and the Es too. Now we don't even have to think what is above our heads and where all these vitamins really came from. They all came from dying suns, but who cares as long as we can buy it? We don't have to think of that because I have other things to do that are a little me more important. I have to go and entertain myself. So the speed of thought. Because we have literally taught ourselves, because we have seen others, because we have to keep up with the clock like the beautiful trains that you have. They are not 15 minutes late, not even 10. And they take off, no doubt, whether you are ready or not. What time do you wake up? What time do you go to sleep? At what time will you pass away? Will you be late? Will you be late? At what time were you conceived? That one fateful night of that young woman and man making love and calling you. And what time did you leave that first lifetime, leaving the womb of your mother into that second lifetime? What time was that? And yet the beauty of a song, and yet the beauty of words, and yet the beauty of silence. And yet the beauty of silence. So those who are traveling with 450 horses inside that very clever mind of yours and cannot tolerate those who are traveling at 200 horses inside their brain, for you look down upon them because maybe you think they're dumb. And yet I really wonder what it is you have to travel. At what speed? To literally see, slow down enough to literally see the simplicity of those letters, of those particular words, like a poem, like a song that just touches so many but irritates many too. At what speed do you really have to see? The words that the stars can write, the words that the winds can write, and the words that the valleys and the mountains can write. For do you just see property to buy or to ski down, to make an investment in, or to consume this and that? And many of us can't even hold our attention, for we have to move around, where we can't even follow the words. For maybe that's what it takes, a long attention span. A silence with no words. A silence with no agitation. Like a moon that just sits there, not on stone, not on marble, not on top of a mountain, but in the peace of space. We are traveling through space on a planet. 476,000 miles through space this planet is traveling. And most people don't even care, don't even know it. We are on a spaceship, no doubt. Round it may be, but the beauty of a circle, to find ourselves walking around and around and around and around and around, and around 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 and around. Not only with our own neuroses and our own psychoses, but sometimes we find ourselves walking around our own block. And so many beautiful things to discover. So many beautiful things to go back to. We have discovered not only new continents and new lands, mountains, and so many beautiful mountains, and even caves too. We have discovered the vast oceans and not even really seen it all yet. And yet all this tells us, even though you call it 21st century, but we really have to really be honest with ourselves. We've got to put a lot more zeros in there. For this is the land we are walking on. This is not a planet of just little over 2,000 years old. All this means is that literally takes us, that we have to start to literally think about 7 generations ahead of us, and not just our generation. For it's too easy to become totally selfish with ourselves. For we are taught that by newspapers and advertising, and that is literally corrupting more people than anything else. And we don't even know it. But we have the miraculousness inside of us. But it just not now belonged to us. It literally belonged to thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of generations before us. They already had it. And now we have to use, we got to take silica out of the earth. And we got to use the silica to make these lenses. We call them telescopes and microscopes. So beautiful they are. But these telescopes and microscopes, they already lie within us. We just forgot how. We just forgot where they lie within us. Is that what we need? More IQ? And more people would place the euros on it, even the dollars for it. But somehow we lost the point. We have literally put the element of kindness in the boot of a car. We have literally put the element of real kindness, or really what it means, in the back seat. And we have put profit and gain in the passenger seat, thinking that we have won and gained. For the most beautiful intelligence of all is simple, simple, simple kindness. not just to you, the species you call, but to all the species too. For you did not put yourself together. Your lifestyle, your total and complete lifestyle is a result of only a few human beings that have walked away and devoted their lives to invent. Invent plastics and cardboard and paper and floors and walls, architecture, even put the heat on the toilets. Only a few individuals out of the total complete of humanity devoted their time, not only out of curiosity, but to help other human beings improve their lifestyle. And all we have done is ride the coattails of these few individuals, 0.001 of 1% out of possibly maybe 12 billion, 15 billion people in the last 5 or 6 millenniums of our history. And these are facts. Facts. You like rational, these are facts. We like big movies, big events, big headlines, big stories. But we literally forgot a real miracle to be on a round spaceship traveling through space, and actually we are lost in space. We don't know where we're going. So it takes but a candle, so it takes but a candle flame. Not incandescent, not fluorescent. And you gotta wait somehow somewhere inside you to let go of that right foot. So the little drummers in your brain and all these synapses, they slow down the drum beat. For you cannot see the beauty of the simple words that can open up the doors above your head. You got to see it at the speed that it is spoken and written. And not speed read it like we all can do these days. As life has given us one sun and one moon, it's not only telling us something, it is the significance of the event itself. And the moon, the beautiful, beautiful moon, how you shine upon so much land in a given night. We can see behind the curtain, behind the brightness of a moon, so beautiful you are. You show us our mind. You reveal to us the nature of our mind. It is a day that we think that the sun shows us our mind. It is that sun that only that we can use, that we use it. We use it and abuse it, not only with waging war, but building beautiful, beautiful buildings and streets, and all other designs too. But it is the light of the moon that reveals to us the nature of our mind. Such a light it is. Such a light it is. your conversations on cell phones and landlines, your conversations with televisions, your conversations with newspapers and magazines and books, your conversations with your bosses, your wives, and your husbands and children too. They all end quickly. It is a conversation with your own heart that has given you your life, that has an eternal wiring, an eternal tap. It is the conversation with your own heart, not your mind. And you'll never lose touch. Not with bark, not with red earth, not with skin, not with water, not with air, not with fire, not with the stars above. It is a conversation, a continuous line. It's an eternity that literally has given us the beauty of your eyes and even the colors too. It has given you your toes and your nose and your cheeks too. It has given you your laughter and your speech too. Which phone do you really want? Yo ho ho. Yo ho ho. Yo! Ho, ho. Nayete ha ha. Peace to your mind. Nete. Peace to your hearts. In peace to your life. Let's fire dance.